The president and CEO says that they are canceling third shift because of what happened inside the building behind me. You can still see squad cars and police tape. Their major concern going forward is the potential that high wind gusts will kick up and then make waves in this area anywhere between 14 to 18 feet tall. A house of worship is now for the moment being called a crime scene. The only people for the most part going in and out are investigators. Heavily armed officers gather outside the scene of a multiple shooting that took place inside and outside of Oak Creek's Sikh Temple of Wisconsin. Law enforcement received multiple 911 calls around 10:25 Sunday morning. Police say a 20-year veteran of the Oak Creek Police Department exchanged fire with a shooter. The officer was struck multiple times, and the gunman later died from another officer's fire. Flight for Life took to the air, and family members gathered on the ground, desperately trying to contact loved ones who could be inside.
I called on his phone. That somebody else answered the phone that he got shot.
Somebody just called me from inside. My kids are inside.
Some were contacted by panicked relatives inside the temple, hiding in a pantry or closet, warning worshipers about the violence.
Yeah, they called us. They called us not to come into Gurdwara, not to come to church.
At least 10 were shot, 7 were killed, including the shooter. As dozens watch and wait and hope their loved ones can make it through this terrible scene.
They say he's crying, he's in a lot of pain, but I don't know where he got shot, but he got shot.
The shattered remains of glass followed the shattering of lives at the intersection of 27th and St. Paul. New Year's Day, signs of a double fatal collision remained. Police say the driver of the striking car was drunk. Sir, can you talk to us about what happened? We visited the listed home of the 17-year-old suspected of causing the collision. We're just trying to get the driver's side of things. If you have a moment, we'd really appreciate speaking with you. Because the teen is yet to be charged, we're not identifying family members.
They don't want to make any comments right now.
Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of the driver?
That's my nephew, and I know he didn't mean to do it.
Police say the 17-year-old's vehicle sped through this intersection, hit the median, went airborne, and collided with the car stopped at a traffic light. 2 inside that vehicle died at the scene.
I know my cousin, and I know he feels bad. I can't even imagine what's going through his head.
Family members say after the impact, the 17-year-old went to a nearby relative's house. He was arrested there, but a cousin says he had no recollection of the fatal crash.
I feel sorry for, that they had, their family is going through that too. And he made a bad decision, but our family's dealing with it too.
Our prayers go out with them, just like our prayers are with my nephew too.
What's going to happen with your nephew?
I don't know. We don't know.
According to online court records, the 17-year-old was cited for being a minor in possession of alcohol this past summer, but he has no adult criminal record. Charges could be filed as early as tomorrow. And because there are no criminal charges involved in this matter, we are not naming the officer this evening. He resigned more than 2 months ago, but we're just starting to learn more details into exactly what happened and who's involved.
The text came late at night.
They were messages between 2 adults.
He started sending me texts about what he would like to do to me.
But it's who sent lewd messages.
I just felt sick to my stomach. I was just like...
Shocking. One woman.
I just couldn't believe that it was happening.
And forcing a Greenfield police officer to resign.
I had asked them, I was like, do you need my contact information? They said they already had it.
Joanne Fagan says August 21st, she was questioned during an investigation. She says one of the officers acted very professional, one did not.
Later on that night, I got another text from an unknown number, and he said that this is Officer so-and-so, and this is my private number if you need anything.
In a news release, Greenfield police say the two began exchanging consensual text messages in the hours that would follow. Fagan does not describe the messages as mutual, claiming there were 2 inappropriate images sent and more than a dozen lewd messages.
He said he wanted to, have sex with me. He just kept going and kept going and kept going, and then eventually sent me pictures of his private. I really can't say anything else without being inappropriate.
Police say they were tipped off about the conduct and took immediate action. The officer with less than 6 years of experience was suspended 2 days later and resigned September 7th.
Part of me is relieved because, he can't abuse his power anymore and he can't do this to somebody else. I think that the rest of the police officers in Greenfield, I think that they're fine. They're very professional in everything they do. I've never had any issues with them before.